What up? What up? It's your boy Milano back at again with another live, guys. I figured I'd go outside this time because, man, inside when I do the lives, man, the daggone Wi-Fi be acting up, man. I don't know if it's people streaming what, I don't know what they're doing on, with the Wi-Fi. So I just was like, you know what? I ain't doing nothing. Just got off work. Let me see how y'all doing. If you end up missing a live, because I know this is a late night live, if you end up missing a live, just rewind it back. It's not a big deal. I don't expect to get a lot of people in here. I'll probably do something for like 30 minutes. Quick live, short live, just to talk about some stuff. Just to let y'all know how your boy is doing. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. What I realized traveling. Shout out to you, Jamie's. How much? Hope your internet okay this time. Yeah, because I'm using the phone one, man. So it's definitely good. It's all full bars. I'm not using the Wi-Fi. That's why a lot of people think when I be at the gas station, like if I'm at a Sheetz gas station, I'm not at a Sheetz gas station, but if I'm at a gas station or somewhere, they think they think I'm stealing Wi-Fi from the spot, but I'm actually using my regular internet on my phone because it's better. It's actually better than Wi-Fi at my house. You know what I mean? But I am paying 500 a month, well 550 a month for a room, so you pay for what you get. 1134 in California. That's what's up. Yeah, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? One thing I realized traveling overseas, guys, is this, man. When you're overseas traveling and everything like that, and I really wanted to talk about this. And guys, I owe you guys a live anyways, like, because I was supposed to do a live before. I've been working, guys. It's kind of hard for me to do it during the day because I'm taking care of stuff. I'm still working out, guys, because I know a lot of people ask that. I remember, was it Lord Williamson was talking junk like, "Are you still working out, or you had too many Caprinas?" Trying to be funny or whatever, but I'm like, bro, Williamson, you need to get your big homie Keith, ask him that question, bro. You know what I mean? I still stay consistent, you know what I mean? But he doesn't know, he don't see me, so it is what it is, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm still working out. I'm actually incorporating more of the burpees, shadow boxing and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, I've been working and then, focus on myself, stacking my money, saving my money. So that's why I haven't had time to go live with you guys, man. I apologize. But it's hard because, the Wi-Fi at the house, and then I'm working most of the time. I'm working 6, 7 days a week, guys. 6, 7 days a week. So a lot of times, like this week, I'm working 7. And then next week I'm doing 6, and I gotta go to my son's football game next week. So, you know what I mean? For all the haters that were talking all this junk when I went overseas, like, man, you leaving out your son, you doing it on your family, talking all this junk, bro. Come on, man. Y'all need to stop the lies, bro. But yeah, what up, player? Dark Magician, what up? You look like you give good, bad. You're crazy, man. You're crazy. Dark Magician, this ain't that type of channel you go to. Yeah, that's crazy, man. These trolls get crazy. But hey, the trolls make the channel, right? At least if you're gonna troll, at least hit that thumbs up, man. But yeah, basically, I just been, focused on me, get my stuff together, stacking my funds up. You know what I mean? Harry the Loke, what up? Your boy, NYC of Future, Harry Loke, he don't look like he gonna be really doing any traveling this year, man. I don't think a lot of guys are really like that. Like, I think I was talking to one guy, and man, he was up in the air with going to Sasua, man, because he's like, I don't know if I want to go. The guys don't know if it's worth the money, yada, yada, yada. And, we don't know if we want to go, and it's not the same like it was before. But I'm going to tell you one thing I realized with traveling, man, and this is what I realized with traveling. One of the most important things, right? You can't live for the future. Now, I know me and Jamie's had this discussion before, and there's no wrong or right answer with mine or his. You know what I mean? Because both of us have different outlooks on it. Jamie says stack your money, then travel later on. I say I don't think you should go now. Listen, I'm not with the guys. All these guys doing fundraisers. That's cool. I'm not feeling like you should go broke and depend on the chat to get you home or fund your trips. Now, if you could do that, that's cool. I'm not against it. A lot of guys are bashing Future, Rello, all that. I'm not against it as long as you have a little savings for a backup. Because in the words of my uncle used to say, you can't trust nobody, but you can't, no, not trust on me. I'm sorry. You can't depend on nobody but yourself, son. And those are big facts. You can't depend on nobody but yourself, man. So you get stuck overseas, man, and people ain't donating, or people say, you know what, we ain't gonna send you behind no money. We gonna make you suffer. We gonna make an example out of you. You stuck like Chuck. Then it gets so bad, man, you could be banned from that country, bro. Like, I'm not saying Austin Holloman and, other people, Austin Holloman, um, Rello, and all these other people were banned from that. But it could put you in a sticky situation where you get banned from that. I mean, either way, I don't think you should act a fool overseas or piss off the locals. But either way, if you stay too long, you could actually get banned for a certain period of time. So that's something for you guys to really realize that Harry the Loc really got on. Excuse me, he's going? Okay. I didn't know, man. From my understanding, I know he was going over to Sasua for October or not. I thought he was gonna stay and stack up the money. Harry the Loc. Um, that's Harry the Loc, Jamie's. Yeah, I thought he was gonna stay and stack his money, Harry the Loc. But yeah, man, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, right? So one thing I learned, you know, there's no right or wrong way to do stuff, but I would honestly say if you feel like traveling, you really should. I mean, don't go overseas. Don't go overseas. Don't sit there and go overseas and be broke and thinking, you could do it. Milano said, he got me. Milano said you could do it, live like. Listen, no, I want you guys to have money when you go overseas. I'm not telling you to go overseas and be broke. I'm not telling you that. You got NYC The Future and Jay Rello. These are trained professionals doing this. Don't try this at home, kids. You can't, you ain't got people that's donating you. I suggest if you're going to travel overseas, and this is my honest opinion, wherever you're going, El Salvador, Cuba, Brazil, Thailand, Dominican Republic, I suggest you have at least $2,000 in your bank, plus the plane trip, plus the flight and the hotel. The flight and the hotel you should have, and then at least have 2,000 in the bank. The reason why I say this 2,000, I know what you're gonna say, Milano. You said you could go overseas with 700 to 1,000. What are you talking about, man? Now you switching up. No, what I'm saying is you can have 700 to 1,000 to go overseas for the safety net, but you always want to have money in the bank. You don't want to be, just in case anything happens. Suppose you lose it. Suppose you get robbed like I did in Brazil, right? And I didn't get strong arm robbed, but I still got robbed either way, right? I still got robbed. Somebody went in my bag, took $1,000, right? In Brazil for the laser. You still don't want to be said that take that, man. You don't got nothing in the bank, you screwed. At least if you got 1,000 in the bank, you can finagle it. You know what I mean? Yeah, Harry's talking about NYC The Future. Oh, he's going end of October. Oh wow. Okay. He's well. Jamie said the dragon is ridiculous. And just for the record, I'm just putting out there. I know we talked on back at Jamie's. When I was asking people to send me money, there was two reasons. Two reasons I was asking mofos to send me money. One, one, because I wasn't getting paid off YouTube. You know what I mean? I wasn't getting nothing off YouTube, and I was trying to pursue my YouTube dream. And if YouTube's not paying me, it's like, how am I going to get paid? So that's the only reason why I was asking people to donate. I really wasn't considering begging. I just wanted people to help me out until YouTube certified me to get paid. So my situation, I know, and me and I already talked about with Jamie, but I know you know, but I want to put it out there because shout out to Andrew Shows and Black Man Travels, Cano. They always get on me and shout to, even if Primo don't like me, shout out to him. He say I'm begging, whatever. I'm just putting out there. When I was doing it, it was because I was trying to get paid off YouTube. YouTube wasn't paying me. When I mean not paying me, I'm not talking about paying me a little bit. They wasn't letting my I forgot what's the thing you gotta have slide through so it goes to your bank account. But whatever the link, it wasn't hitting, so I wasn't getting paid off my videos. They wasn't paying me. So that's why. That's one reason why I want money. And second, I ain't gonna lie. I was with, so I'm not gonna say which YouTuber it is. I'm gonna just say in plurals and y'all can figure out. But I was with YouTubers, and I'm gonna just say that it probably was one. It might have been two. It might just been one. I'm gonna just do that so I'm not putting nobody on blast. But and y'all don't figure out. But I'm gonna just say this: I was actually trying to help some people out, and I needed the extra funds because it was hard to support two people. I brought money to support only one. I didn't bring enough to support two. And that's another reason why I needed donations. But other than that, when I came overseas in Brazil, man, I already had like $3,000 plus a whole bunch of money saved in the bank. You know what I mean? So I was Gucci, man. You know what I mean? But I will say this, man. I actually want to go back to DR, get my teeth cleaned and stuff like that. My teeth are white. Even though my teeth are white, it's always good for deep cleaning. Shout out to my boy Jay Mees. He said, shout out to Jay Mees. He was telling me about Thailand. But Thailand, I would have to put up $1,000 to go over there, or even Philippines. So that's the only catch with that. You know what I mean? Versus, I'm going to be honest with you, Puerto Plata, I could go over there like a snap, bro. I'm going to be honest with you, man. There was flights from RDU to Puerto Plata, and I kid y'all not. Y'all gonna think I'm crazy right now. RDU, not Puerto Plata, STI, Santiago. Let me stop lying. Guys. I don't want to sit up here and say it was in Puerto Plata, because Puerto Plata is the most expensive one you could fly to. Actually, if I did Punta Cana, it'd actually be cheaper to go to Punta Cana than Puerto Plata. But if I fly to STI, which is Santiago, dude, it's like 300, and you guys know I'm not capping because I'm stating the quote price, but I don't know, it might have changed. $315 round trip to go from RDU, Raleigh Durham, to Santiago, and then round trip back. And with Santiago, all I would have to do with Santiago is, once I fly into Santiago, I take a Uber or a taxi to the bus, and I take the bus from Santiago to Puerto Plata. That's what I would have to do. But again, guys, or I just get a hotel and stay the night, and then I leave the next day. Again, guys, I'm itching to go back out of the country, but I'm like, man, I really want to get my money up. I'm on my shout to I'm on my Jamie's type mindset, and this is a compliment. Now, I'm not doing sneak this for y'all. I'm on my Jamie's, and when I mean I'm on my Jamie's type mindset, I'm really grinding, like working 6-7 days a week. Dude, I'm grinding so hard. I got a Dominican homeboy. He's trying to start his own business, and he wants to clean the inside of my car for free and take pictures to promote his business. I don't even have time for him to give me a free interior cleaning for free. I don't even have time for him to do that. That's how much I've been grinding. Like, that's how much I've been grinding. So, it's got that bad way. I'm just stacking money away, just trying to put money away, make up for the money I not only I lost, but also just to, get my bank account right. It's been so crazy because I was gonna get a second job, but I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna get a second job. I'm gonna just work 6, 7 days a week. I'm getting I'm getting tips, I'm getting mileage. I get a little punk ass hourly wage. That ain't much money, but I'm still getting to it. You know what I mean? I'm still getting this money, man. Like in 2 weeks, and this ain't flex on nobody because I'm pretty sure. Shout out to Jamie's in California, boys in California, boys in New York, the boys in Texas are really getting some money. But I'm just saying, I deposited like 1,500 for 2 weeks just in tips alone. That's not even counting the check. You know what I mean? That's how bad I was going in, like working really hard. So, excuse me, I've been really grinding. Let me see. Your DR content was fire. Yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I was really trying to get crystal clear content. Shout out to Social Loner who says nobody watches my content, even though I have on videos in Brazil 5,000 views. Social Loner. Let's not talk about the one video that went viral that had 56K on the short. Come on, bro. Social Loner. You in PR. You in Puerto Rico. You ain't even getting no content because you know what? The security pressed you. You know what I mean? Took your stuff and everything. Or did whatever they did. They stopped your motion. So come on, bro. And actually, I think I actually got a video in DR, I think on my channel, going to, I mean, not DR, going to Puerto Rico. I got a video. Actually, I might need to go back to Puerto Rico and redo content in Puerto Rico. But I could do that. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody stopped me. You know what I mean? But yeah, Puerto Rico's cool. I love the Puerto Rican food, I'll tell you that much. I love the Puerto Rican food a lot. Let me see. Your DR channel, not bad. Not bad. Keep it up, Milano. Sexy up chicks. Yeah, man. I just been, grinding. I'm not gonna lie. A couple people told me this. Shout out to Jamie's. He said it. Yo, you know, still have your money. You know what I mean? And I think Primo was telling me, even though me and Primo don't get along, we have our differences. He did tell me, man, I want to invest in that. And in some ways he was right. In some ways he was wrong. I will say this. I don't think I should have. I don't think I should have took as long as I took. I should have just did Brazil. But then again, I feel like I really won when I went to Dominican Republic for so long because I was actually able to learn the people. Instead of putting Dominican people in a box and thinking every female's a chapidora, because there was some women that are not chapidoras. They're not like that. And there's actually some good women in Dominican Republic. So I'm glad I got to learn that. You know what I mean? And a lot of people in the States, a lot of people in the States, man, they're very ignorant. They're not gonna understand the Dominican culture. They're not gonna understand the Brazilian culture. I got people at my job, bro. I'm arguing them. And not arguing like yelling, but we're having debates. And one dude's like, yeah, the people in Cuba, one guy's like, the people in Cuba is like, if y'all could just get the likes up, hit a like, one or two, couple. I ain't gonna complain as long as you get a couple in there on this video. Um, the guy was like, yeah, man, them Cuban people, they're struggling, they're doing bad. And he's like, yeah, I know they don't own their own homes and all. I'm like, bro, there's Cubans that got more money than you? There's Cubans that are doing better than you? There's Cubans that that are happier in life than you? And he couldn't believe it. He's like, oh, well, they had, I'm not going to go into politics. I never do with certain countries. But he basically said, well, their government runs them. They don't got no freedom. And I'm going to just leave it at that, because I still want to go back to Cuba. And, but, and I don't know the whole politics of that too. So that's another reason why I won't speak on that. But he's like, the government runs them. They don't got no say, whatever. while some of that might be true, at the end of the day, bro, I've been to Cuba. I love Cuba. And I can't give him enough flowers. Shout out to my man, Flyboy Way, a.k.a. Fresh, FRE, $SH. You know what I mean? The Flyboy Way. He put me on to Cuba, so shout out to him. Shout to Solo ORD. He gave me some advice on Cuba. So shout out to In the Streets with Keith. He asked me for advice from Cuba. Yeah, what do you think I was gonna give him props for? Nah, man, he the one asked me for advice. But yeah, man, Cuba, man, people be thinking, oh, Cuba's this and that. I'm like, bro, there's people struggling poor that are loving it out there, bro. They're happy, they're in a good mood, and I told him straight up, man, he's like, oh, the people own their own houses. I'm like, bro, there's some people doing better than you, and there's some people doing better at this job, at doing better in that job than you. And one of the Cuban guys, one of the sons, he was like, right, he was telling me, because I was talking to him, he was like, and he knows I deliver pizza for Domino's, whatever, no secret, no need to hide none. But he was like, yo, there's people in Cuba got more money than you. Little did he know, when I was doing when I was delivering pizza, now where I'm at, I'm making all right money. I'm not going broke, but it's definitely nowhere near what I was making before. Man, I'm telling you, what I was making before when I was working at the Domino's I was working at, bro, I was doing 50, 60 hours a week. I was bringing in home 5 to 6 grand a month, bro. I was balling. You know what I mean? That's balling in North Carolina. And mind you, the reason why I say I'm balling, because a lot of that's tax-free money, the mileage and the tips. Cash tips, that is. So, but he was like, he didn't know that, and I told him that. And I know you ain't supposed to tell these locals how much you make or whatever, but the family's middle class, so I don't have to worry about them robbing me. They're looking out for me, so I would never, now I'm going to tell y'all, give y'all advice. I would never, ever tell none of these locals, the American public or whatever, I'm making 5, 6 grand a month of Domino's. Shout out to Philly Dom. Me and Philly Dom used to have arguments, because he was like, man, you need to stop telling these women in Brazil you mop the floors. I would either switch it up. I'd say I mop the floors at Domino's, and I just work inside mopping the floors and making pizza, or I mop the floors and work on the fries in McDonald's. I would say that. And Philly Dom, shout out to Philly Dom. He did put the battery in my back for me to leave the Matrix, aka USA, and had me go and pursue my dreams. So shout out to Philly Dom. Much respect, much love. Hope his channel. I hope to God before next year he gets 200,000, because he deserves 200,000 subscribers, right? So Philly Dom was like, yo, man, you can't, that's corny. You can't be acting cheap. You can't be, he's saying this, but, he's honest, but, and I like him being honest, you know what I mean? Philly Dom's like that old school uncle in the cookout that's going to tell you how it is, get a couple drinks and he'll keep it too real for you, you know what I mean? But the thing about it is, my style is my style. I have a reason of doing that. Another reason why I put it out that I'm working these jobs, and people like, man, why do you be staying at these crappy hotels? Now, I will say the hotel in Puerto Plata, that's not really a crappy hotel, because it was a local Dominican chick that put me onto that. I've stayed in crappy hotels, guys, and y'all already know, and I don't know if I took videos of them, but I stayed in crappy hotels where the chick the chick was a non-pro, not no semi, like some YouTubers call them, not no semi-pro, not no pro. This chick was a regular chick. Didn't want no money, the only thing money she asked was for me to pay for the taxi, whatever. And I know all y'all gonna ask how she looked. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm always honest because I'm not a liar like a lot of these YouTubers are. A lot of these YouTubers are y'all are liars. Y'all be lying, but I ain't gonna say nothing. She was a BBW, whoever, right? But she wouldn't even go to some of the spots I went. So she put me on to that hotel that shout out to me and Future was staying at. So that's how I know that hotel is really not that bad because she actually recommended them. But the hotels I was going to, they were. I mean, the hotel I was staying with Future, well, we were staying at the hotel where I put Future on, $25 a night, 1,500 pesos, whatever, right? That $25 a night one, I actually found one in Puerto Plata that was $13 a night. And that was one was it wasn't too bad. Now I know what you're gonna say, Milano. You ain't have no type when it comes to females or hotels. But I'm gonna tell you right now. Uh, so yeah, so yeah. Basically, at the end of the day, I was just like, nah, this is cool, whatever. But she was like, yo, I ain't coming over your place unless you know, you get a better hotel. So she chose hotel, and that's where the one I'm saying with Future. Let me see what these guys are talking about. Let me see what he's talking about. Yeah, because now, shout out to J Media. You laid the blueprint. Stay in a hostel and get one of these rooms when you want company. Yeah, exactly, man. Especially in Brazil, it's excellent to do that for Brazil. Um, Straight up R&D podcast. What's good, bro? I appreciate you stopping in. If you get that thumbs up, if you get a chance, definitely appreciate you. Uh, Raccoon Keith needed that conversation because he didn't have the game. Yeah, man. I'll give Keith his flowers. He did help me along the way with certain stuff with YouTube, so I'll give him that. I just didn't like what he said about the whole airport situation because I'm like, bro, like, you don't even know what happened or what. And I'm going to just say this, man. I don't have no problems with Keith. He don't talk about me, he don't bash me, but he was like, oh, I ain't going to kick it with you. He had all this stuff to say. He blocked me, whatever. That's cool. Fine, whatever. Telling you. I go to D.C., that mentuition situation, shout out to him, nothing against them. You ain't gonna tell me to go outside. You're gonna get hit in the face before we even go outside. You know what I mean? And this ain't nothing against I don't like him or nothing, but yeah, you come there and talk about let's talk outside. I'm already know what it is. I'm gonna get my shots off. So at least if I lose, they can say yeah, Milano got his shots off. Yeah, so that ain't gonna happen with me, but. I ain't making threats. I'm just saying it is what it is. But shout out to him, man. He did help me, so I can't bash him. I, I, I mean, I want to call him a raccoon, but I really can't because he did help me. So, as long as he ain't bother me, so it is what it is. Let me see. Notice this stream has been flagged for multiple community guideline violations. Please shut down the broadcast media void channels. Wow, somebody really made somebody really. I knew they had a. What's it called? I forgot what they call what they do to channels. I knew they What's that thing they do to channels? I knew they shadow banned me. I knew they did. I knew the haters. That's why these haters hate me because they ain't me. Yeah, man, the haters real, man. They hate me because they ain't me, man. They hate the real. You got a lot of these big YouTubers, they be lying. They be messing with these pros and be like, oh, yeah, I don't mess with pros. All my girls are local, regular chicks. Man, get the hell out of here with that BS-ish. Somebody made a channel. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. People really that desperate for attention. But whatever. My trolls make me. They don't break me. I see reason why they really hate me. Because they can't be me. They hate me because they ain't me. Milano the Great D. YouTube. Let me see. Where is it? YouTube, please refrain from using excessive foul language that is socially offensive, vulgar, obscene, often used to express this. Man, if you don't get your punk ass out of here. A notification. Wow, dude made a whole thing on it. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I bet you they probably flagged it. Somebody was hating, man. I'm gonna tell you, a lot of these guys be hating on me, but they ain't. When they see me, they ain't doing nothing, man. They ain't doing nothing. Again, again, I'm not the biggest, I'm not the baddest, but I stand on business. Y'all already seen the community post who I tagged, and I showed the boxing place I'm at in Raleigh. I showed how them hands are. I tagged NYC King in it. Tagged a couple other people. Y'all know the business. Nobody has pulled up to Raleigh yet. So, again, I'm good. I'm good if you guys are good. We'll just call it even. How about that? That's how you stay out the country so long. 30. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll be honest with you. I actually went to I actually had an apartment for $25 a night in Costa Bar, which is by Blackbeard's, and that was $25 a night. Internet was good and everything, man. It was awesome. So, guys, I want you guys to know this. When I was overseas, I did not just stay at cheap hotels. I want people to know that. Like, I know people, I was doing that a little bit and stuff like that to save some money, whatever. But there was a time I had an apartment, and there was a time I could have had an apartment. I'm going to be honest with you. I could have had an apartment for, I want to say, $650. Now, people may say, oh, some people may say I got ripped off. Some people say you get it for cheaper. Excuse me. But I was in a gated community in Costa Bar. I was among the rich people that retired there, and I was by the beach. So $650 is good if you count utilities included. You gotta think I had utilities included. I had a fan, and I had Netflix included. I don't know if the Netflix is probably worth than all that, but probably worth more than all that. Someone made that notification channel today, October 10th. Yeah, that's crazy, man. When they hate me because they ain't me. The hate is real. I don't really trip. I love it because, if they ain't hating, you ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean? If they are not hating, you are doing nothing, man. When I wake up in the morning, or afternoon, should I say, and I'm depressed, or I'm thinking I'm not hitting on ish, I just think of my trolls and my haters like, yo, I'm really that dude. I'm really him because these guys really hate me that much. And it is what it is. You know what I mean? And Jamie's I always told you, everybody that crossed me had some karma going at them. Right? Now, I will say this. Out of all the people that had karma going at them or stuff that's bad going on with them, I will say this. Shout out to the homie, Mr. Flip Flop, with the cancer situation. I don't feel that's karma. Even if it is, I hope it's not. But I hope he gets over that because, dude, I'm going to be honest with you. I would not wish cancer on nobody. I don't even like Caribbean Casanova. I don't like Caribbean Casanova. Me and Primo ain't cool. My skin's money ain't rocking with me, right? He talking about I'm banned from Boston, even though I haven't been to Boston, and he can keep Boston if he wants. And I'll even respect him and not even go back to Boston if it'll make him happy. I would not even wish cancer on those guys. I wouldn't wish cancer on Primo, My Skin's Money, even CC, Caribbean Casanova. Even as much as I don't like him, he talks all this stuff and says all this stuff. Even though Caribbean Casanova is never going to meet me in the ring or meet me in person. We already know that. I wouldn't wish the cancer stuff on him. That stuff is crazy, man. Like, I hope big homie Greg, a.k.a. Flip Flop, really gets over this. And even though we had our past differences, I will say this, guys, and I'm going to put it out there. I'm not going to talk too much about this because it's between me and him. But when I was in a jam, he was one of the few people that was ready to look out for me. So even though we had videos against each other, talking whatever, shout out to big homie Flip Flop. He's definitely in the prayers. I hope he gets well. I hope he beats this, because at the end of the day, man, I don't think he's a bad person. Dude gave me a free plate. I made a video. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you don't get no nicer than that. You know what I mean? So, shout out to Mr. Flip Flop. Hopefully he gets well. Hopefully he beats this. He's in my prayers, definitely. Um, Let me see what he said. If YouTube had a problem, they would take the stream down themselves. Not gonna be an over. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. They hate me because they hate me. Jamie's, they're like, this guy is smiling. He's happy. I hate him. Speaking of Primo, answer your inbox. I hit you up on Instagram. You running from me, huh? Let me see. VO King. The outside sounds do not mess with you when you try to sleep in Dominican Public Hotel. Oh, nah. It don't mess with me like that. I be sleeping like a baby in the hotel, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be sleeping like a baby. But when I was banging that BBW next door, I don't think Future could concentrate, do his live or sleep. You know what I mean? Shout out my boy, everybody see Future. He definitely couldn't concentrate or do the live when I was banging her out, hearing all the noises. Blue B1U or Blue, you still training? Yeah, I haven't trained. Now that video I posted, that's 7 months early. So I'm gonna tell you guys, right? When I was going back and forth to DR and stuff like that, back to the States, working a little bit, I was actually able to get, I want to say like maybe 2 or 3 months for free from the boxing gym. So I was able to go there, work on my boxing, run, do all that other stuff. They would help me what I was supposed to do and stuff. Because they really felt bad. Like, they felt like when I lost the boxing match against QB, they felt like they didn't train me enough, and they really feeling bad. So they gave me I got like 3 months for free. Thank you, QB. Shout out to QB, Papa Flex. I hope he comes back to YouTube. You got me 3 months for free 99. Cheapskate Jake prices. You know what I mean? And if it wasn't for QB, you know what I mean, I probably wouldn't have been trying to get better in boxing or pursue something. And that's one sport I actually like I enjoy, and I want to get better. And so I've been practicing. When I'm in my house, I do the shadow boxing. I try to get my cardio up where I actually will shadow box for literally 5 minutes nonstop, and trying to get my footwork right. So shout out to him. Even shout out to Black Man Travels Canole, because when he talking ish, him and Andrew Show, it didn't break me, it just make me. You know what I mean? It just made me go a little hard. Made me go a little hard. You know what I mean? And I started just practicing stuff like that. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? Shout out to them. But yeah, me doing the boxing, man, it really gave me more confidence. It actually helped me because before I fought QB in the match, I was actually doing just push-ups and burpees, right? And, certain people notice the weight loss. Euless the Traveler, I don't know if you'll admit it. Buck Travel, your man, Euless the Traveler, still got love for me. So, Buck Travel, you better get right. But Euless noticed the weight loss when I was doing the burpees. Shout out to him, R.I.P. Kenny Ken. I used to talk to him a lot. We FaceTime. Kenny Ken even noticed the differences when I was doing the burpees. So I was doing burpees and push-ups, but at the same token, I really feel like doing boxing and learning to do shadow boxing. When you do shadow boxing, that's a different type of cardio than burpees, man. It's really different. And I will say this, a lot of people think all you got to do is run and you're going to get right with cardio, but you have to do it all, man. I really think, and I'll be honest with you, running's good, but I'm going to keep it on with y'all. When I was doing the boxing for 1 month, and I was only doing it for 1 month, when you do boxing for 1 month, you don't learn a lot, but you do learn a lot, right? And I sparred in the ring. I'm waiting for Canola for you to show me the video where you're sparring somebody in the ring, though, man. I need to see that. You know what I mean? I motivate you to get in the ring and spar somebody, Canola. But yeah, when you actually do burpees and or when you're well, actually not even burpees, but when you're sparring in the ring, the running is good. Don't get me wrong. I don't think the running doesn't do is not is the worst thing. And Mike Tyson used to run whatever, but he ran more miles. I was only running 3 miles a day. I was trying to compete with QB because I heard he ran 3 miles a day. I was trying to, well, not compete, but be up to his par level. But I can't because he's been working three. He was working out 3 years. So I can't do all that within a month or so. So whatever. But running 3 miles a day, I should have upped it to 5. But running's good, don't get me wrong, but I really feel like shadow boxing and burpees really is better for you cardio wise than running. And the only reason why, because you're using all your body with burpees, and running, you're just using more your legs. Even though you need your legs to hit, I mean, all of it's good, but I really think the burpees and the shadow boxing really do good. But number one is shadow boxing. That'll get you right. But yeah, that shadow boxing is the ultimate cardio, I think. Oh man, I didn't even get to see what Hayes Eyes said, man. What did you say, Hayes Eyes? I didn't even get to see what you said. But yeah, man, it's a learning experience, Me and QB did our thing, whatever. Um, but at the end of the day, when I had a situation in Miami, I think a lot of that training did help me in some ways to give me confidence or whatever. And I'm not going to go too much into it till it's over, the case is over. But I'm going to just say this. Um, it is worth it to go take some boxing classes, do some training in boxing. Boxing is really good for working out, guys. But, at the end of the day, I did learn something from that. So shout out to QB. But a lot of these guys, man, one thing I learned about traveling overseas, a lot of people have their negative aspect towards certain situations. I'm sorry, had negative aspects towards certain situations. Like, and what I mean to say is nothing negative against the YouTubers. I'm not talking about them. I'm just talking about, like, the people I work with. They think, oh, Cuba, they're poor. They ain't own nothing. Oh, DR, they run into America. Brazil, I know they're running to America. Bro, not everybody in Brazil or DR is running to America, bro. Not everybody is running to Brazil or America. I mean, run to from Brazil or DR to America. Not everybody's doing that. Well, that's what people need to understand. They fail to realize that. They think, oh, people are running from these third world countries to go to America. Not everybody's doing that, bro. Especially in Dominican Republic. If they got a business or they're making money, they're not thinking about going back to the States. If they're in Brazil, they're not thinking about going back to the States. Are you serious? Come on, man. Like, and some of these guys, man, they're spoiled white Americans in the States. They're entitled. And then shout out to this one lady, she's Colombian. She said, man, you Americans are spoiled. Y'all don't understand the struggle. Y'all can just get up and go get a job at McDonald's if it gets bad. We don't have that privilege in Colombia. We don't have that privilege to just go and get a job at McDonald's if we don't got money. We don't have no options. We don't have no benefits where you get free food stamps and everything. So a lot of people here in the States are spoiled. They're ungrateful. They don't understand what's going on overseas. And I'm glad I was able to travel overseas so I can learn that, man, because a lot of these people, they don't understand that. They just think in their head like, oh, well, everybody wants to come here. They do to a certain aspect, but there's some people that just want to stay in the States with their family, man. Like, there's some Dominican women that won't come to the States because they're like, yo, I got my family in Dominican Republic. And a lot of them, because everybody thinks that all Dominican women are chapeadores and they're hookers and they're prostitutes. Listen, a lot of Dominican women won't even give y'all the time of day in certain areas, bro. A lot of Dominican women won't give me the time of day. They'll be nice and cordial with me, but they're not going to really, they might curve me. They might walk away. I'm just being honest with you. Because you got these top YouTubers that think, oh, I got this look. I'm built. I'm fit. Look at me. I'm getting all the women in this country. Nah, they ain't telling you when. A lot of these YouTubers are not telling you when they get rejected overseas, bro. A lot of stuff they're not telling you. They put on this thing like, oh, yeah, I'm winning. A lot of them don't even know the freaking language overseas, bro. Your boy right here don't even know I mean, I'm not going to say I don't know the language overseas bad, but shoot, my Spanish ain't perfect. My Portuguese is damn not perfect. Bro, I could probably deliver pizzas better than speaking Portuguese. I could probably do more burpees. I have a better chance of doing 200 burpees than speaking fluent Portuguese, bro. So at the end of the day, this is what I got to say. A lot of these guys do not want to tell y'all they don't learn the culture. They don't learn the language. A lot of them, they're either getting girls that are fantasize about Americans, or they got somebody put them on to the chick. They're not telling you that, though. Now, oh, yeah, I got this game. I went to the gym. You see me, I'm 6 feet tall. I'm American, so they all... Nah. They ain't telling you what it really is, bro. You know what I mean? They ain't tell you what it really is. You know what I mean? They're not going to tell you what it really is. They ain't going to tell you that, this dude hooked me up with this chick. Excuse me, this dude hooked me up with this chick. He actually lives here. He speaks Spanish or Portuguese. He speaks Spanish or Portuguese. He actually lives here. He put a good word for me, and that's why she's around me. Off the strength of him. Not because I got game. Not because I look all good. Not because I'm in shape. She don't give a F about that. The fact that I got somebody to co-sign for me, that's why she's with me. Because I can't even really talk to her. I don't even know Portuguese. I don't know Spanish, whatever. This is what I'm saying for a lot of these YouTubers, man. And at the end of the day, that's what you guys gotta, you guys are getting bamboozled by that, because these guys aren't keeping it real with you. They're not telling you all that. They're gonna be like, oh no, man. I'm getting them, da da da. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not always getting them. And a lot of these YouTubers ain't telling you when they're overseas, they're talking about they're living overseas. A lot of them got jobs online, bro. A lot of them got jobs online. I'm just being honest. A lot of them got jobs online. They got jobs online. And on top of that, a lot of them are going home with their pickle dry as hell. Pause. Dry as hell. A lot of them ain't even getting it like that. They'll film certain stuff with a girl, make them look like they're getting all the women. A lot of them ain't even getting women like that. A lot of them go overseas and they ain't getting no play. But they just get a chick that's friends with them, make it look like, if they have the girl like, oh, you're friends with me, get me on the video, make me, the girl will make them look good, of course, because she's being nice. But the guy ain't never smelled none of that kitty. And then she go home to her real boyfriend. And then the guy go home and be like, pulling on his pickle and not really getting none. And y'all think he winning. When he really not, man. He really not. Shout out to you. What up? What up? He really not winning, bro. He really not. They're not going to tell you that, bro. They're not going to tell you a lot of these guys overseas is really messing with pros because it's easier and it's an easy way for to avoid learning the language. They're not going to tell you that, bro. They're not going to tell you it's easy to get these hookers overseas instead of learning the language. Because when you have to learn the language, it takes time and effort. A lot of these guys ain't got that. You know what I mean? So that's what they're not telling you guys. You know what I mean? They're not telling you all that. Like, oh, you got to learn the language. You got to do this. You got to do that. They're not telling you that, man. They're not telling you that, At the end of the day, a couple of them had, chicks that were paid for play in their video. They're not going to say that. And I heard some of these guys like, oh, yeah, I might have a chick in Brazil in my video and she was paid for play, but I didn't pay for her. Of course you didn't pay for her. You probably bought her some food or whatever for her to be in your video. And you either had her in your video to look good and people think you smashed, or you paid to smash later, but you're lying about it. You know what I mean? Sergeant told us, let's see, Sergeant told us if we increase the population, he's going to decrease us from the population. uh, Somebody call the plumber because this cat's out of the bag. Yeah, man. I mean, a lot of them not telling you the truth, man. A lot of these guys is really mongers, man. They're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you they're working online. They're going to think people are going to really believe YouTubers are making all this money. They're not. You know what I mean? Shout out to you, what up? Oh, what's your name? Starboy, shout out to you. But yeah, a lot of people ain't going to tell you this stuff, man. Y'all get the likes up if you could. Please and thank you. But yeah, they're not going to tell you a lot of this stuff, man. They're going to make you believe what you want to believe. But at the end of the day, one thing I've learned about dealing with the locals, guys, and people criticize me when I went to Cuba. Why'd you live with the family? I don't want them to know my business, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, listen. Whether they know my business or not, it don't even matter. Because at the end of the day, you know what I mean? They're there to protect you. Looking for something else. At the end of the day, they're there to protect you guys. So I was looking for some. At the end of the day, guys, they're there to protect you, man. What up? Happy birthday to Dixon Myers. But yeah, at the end of the day, man, the family was there to protect me, man. They were there to, make sure I was good in Cuba. And, some people don't want to stay there. You know what I mean? They don't want to stay with the family. They're scared of, maybe they'll see the girls come into my room. But, dude, they're running They're running down the rules, the laws, and regulations to you and keep you safe. So for anybody that's going to Cuba, I strongly suggest to get with a family, but make sure they're chica friendly. Make sure you can have company, because it's gonna suck if they're thinking you're there to vacation and you really want to have some chicas or you're a monger. Be honest, guys. Be honest. Honesty is the best policy when it comes to Cuba up front, because you don't want to go to a place and you're like, you got to hide chicas, or they think you're there just to support Cuba, which we know a lot of you guys aren't. Y'all support something else, but that's your business. Whatever. I'm not here to judge you because I did worse. At the end of the day, you want to be upfront when you get with these Cuban what is it called? I forgot. Not home style. The Cuban home style. I forgot. Is it home style or something like that? But yeah, when you get with the Cuban family to stay with them, it's best you be upfront. But one thing I learned, man, about going overseas is, a lot of people are spoiled in America. They got a lot of opportunities and they don't know what they don't know what they have. And at the end of the day, man, people could say what they want, but let's be honest. A lot of Americans have it better than people overseas, have more opportunities. Take the advantage of having the opportunities. You may say, I only want to work 40 hours a week. Work some extra hours, because there's people overseas that wish they had that opportunity. You know what I mean? But I'm not here to say America is better than overseas or overseas better. I'm just here to tell you what I've learned when I was overseas and how it humbled me and made me appreciate what I have. You know what I mean? You ever put out a how to on Cuba? Yeah, I actually got that on my channel. I actually got that on my channel, man. Let me see. I got that on my channel. I got a whole bunch of things. If you scroll through the videos, I got stuff on Cuba and stuff like that. But yeah, man, at the end of the day, man, you guys, I just want to tell y'all I appreciate everything y'all done with the support and everything. But at the end of the day, just remember you have it better than somebody overseas. Never take that for granted. A lot of these YouTubers, they're gonna, have the bells and whistles and make it look sweeter than what it is. But at the end of the day, you know your rights, you know your privilege, you know your opportunities are better than a lot of people overseas. So never take that for granted. And also, too, make sure you respect the locals. I see Austin Hallman getting kicked out of Kenya. You got daggone Jay Rello. They trying to ban him. They banning Big Boss. All these guys, kid greatness. When you move overseas, or if you move to stay, or you move to vacation, or you just going over there, respect the locals. Try not to step on no toes. Try to make sure that you're doing everything in accordance, because you don't want to put a bad taste in their mouth. Just not only because for yourself, but for the other fellow Americans that come over there. You know what I mean? Black, white, purple, green, or brown. But it's your boy Milano back at again. Until next time. Yeah, we live. As far as the next travel, I don't know. I was thinking about doing Mexico, but I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I heard some stuff with the cartel with Mexico. I might have to go back to DR, because I was gonna go to Mexico and do it like that, but I heard some crazy stuff with the cartel, so I'm like, I might have to go to DR. You know what I mean? But we'll see. You know what I mean? Let me see what this guy's talking about. Let me guess, you Charlie Kirk too? Nah, I don't even know Charlie Kirk, bro. I heard of him when he got you know, assassinated, and I don't wish, any death on anybody. So I don't know him. I don't know much about him. People at my job asked me, do I know him? I don't know nothing about him, man. Like, the only thing I know is he was like a protester or some, like, what's it called? Not pro, yeah, protester and stuff. I don't know much about him, man. So I can't be a supporter of somebody I don't know. You know what I mean? That's just me. I don't know much about him, but yeah, I'm not a Charlie Kirk. Uh, I'm not a Charlie Kirk. I don't know the guy like that, but I appreciate the support. Get them likes up if y'all can. Share, comment. I know my trolls want comments, so leave a comment after this video. Y'all can tear the comment section all up. It's all good. Helps the algorithm. Share, like, comment. Till next time, it's your boy Milano back here again. He's never left. Holla at your boy.